Welcome to another MLB The Show 19 card review. Today I'm finally going to be going over 99 overall finest Max Scherzer. I've been reading the comments. I'm sorry guys, I've been trying for so long. I played close to 40 games and that's how long it took me to land on this guy 5 times. So that was highly unfortunate. That's why it took so long, but I never want to rate a starting pitcher until I get at least 5 stars with him. So that's what was going on. Anyway, we'll hop right into the review. This card was a little underwhelming for me. I still think he's decent, possibly tier 2B as starting pitchers, but not one of the best starting pitchers in the game. This card suffers from a couple of things that separates him from the leaders of the pack, in my opinion. The first being that his slider is very loopy. It's kind of like a CC Sabathia slider, where it's got a ton of movement, but it happens over a long period of time, if that makes sense. It doesn't really it's not a hard slider, it's a slow slider, kind of like a Chris Sale is the best way I could describe it, which is better against righties but worse against lefties. And a recurring theme with this card is getting lefties out was a problem because the loopy slider is not very good versus lefties. And the other flaw that this card has that I found is that his changeup has very poor control. You'll see in some of the clips after this, even when I was getting strikeouts, the changeup wasn't in the spot that would be ideal. It felt like any time I was trying to throw the changeup low and away or low and in, it would just be low and down the middle, which was an issue. So the combination of the changeup constantly hanging and the slider being kind of a slow break, this card really struggled against lefties because you're pretty much forced to throw a four-seamer cutter. I will say one of the plus sides of this card is the fact that he has a cutter at all is amazing because it's a good pitch this year, and also his curveball has a ton of break. One of the biggest breaking curveballs I've seen this year, up there with Adam Wainwright's in terms of curveball. So I don't want you guys to get me wrong. Don't get me wrong at all. This is a good card. I just don't think he's completely dominant, and I would probably rate him as a tier 2 starting pitcher. More plus sides of this card, I think he has a very fluid delivery, which is good for pure analog pitching. Like I said, the cutter is a nice complement to the four-seamer because there's a 5-mile-per-hour difference. So really I was finding the most success with this card throwing four-seamer cutter, as I have been doing with most of the pitchers that I've had success with this year. But as an overall summary, don't get carried away with the slider and changeup specifically against lefties. So as always, we'll rate the card how he rates in the meta, and we'll rate him compared to how much he costs. How he rates in the meta, I'll give him a B+. Like I said, pretty good, but not top tier. And for the price, I'll give him a B because I think he's selling for around 60K right now, and that's kind of a lot for a starting pitcher. You can get guys like Blyleven, Price, etc., Kerry Wood is quick sell value, who are all as good, if not better, than this card. So just as a few examples, there's a ton of guys out there. But I hope you all enjoyed this card review. Like I said, sorry this one took so long. I know you guys have been asking me about it. Drop a comment on who you want me to review in the next video. Currently have all of the bosses from the 10th inning program as well as Ichiro lined up, so that's coming down the pipeline this week. Enjoy the clips after this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
We are set for baseball here this evening.
The Scherzer delivery just feels so good to pitch with. Maybe I'm biased from the finest last year, but I don't know. I just get a little bit chub when he's doing his windup. Anybody else? It sounds like All-Star brand. Look at that break. Holy shit. Literally breaks so much. And Yachty blocks something. Let's go, chat. In the game, dude. That card is sick. Especially defensively. Real Muto.
Now, he'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
The left fielder, Junior.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Got him reaching there, strike 2.
After that swing, you just got to reset yourself. You still have a strike to work with, and you can't be thinking about how silly you just looked on that last pitch.
First baseman Freddie Freeman. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. And that misses ball 1.
Wow, that was a decent breaking ball right there, but that's just a pitch that's a little easier to lay off of when you're opposite-handed, opposite bat. You could see the sweep of the ball coming right into you. That was a great take.
Now a swing at a ball popped in the air back behind short, and Bogarts will turns over now and set to go Ronald Acuna. No hits for him to this point, not unlike many of his fellow teammates. No balls and a strike to count. The windup and the 0-1. And he's way off balance with the swing there.
Hey, after that terrible swing, you find yourself down 0-2. Step out, deep breath,